What's up, my YouTube people? Hope you're having a great day today. Thanks for clicking on this video. Today is going to be a little different. Today doesn't involve any of my animals or garden work or anything like that. Today we are going to paint a hood. What am I talking about? I'll show you in a minute. But first, please subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I post, and hit that thumbs up button. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So, that's the hood I'm talking about. That is actually my mom's truck, but I treat it like if it was my own because it's the one I drive the most. Now, a couple years ago, we'll go with that, I got into an accident. The lady came across in front of me, smashing the whole front end. Insurance called it totaled, so I just had them cut me a check, and I bought all the stuff myself and put it back together. Yeah, it's not perfect. I'm still working on it because the front end was pretty well mangled. So, we are going to take the hood off and sand it down, paint it, and get it looking not quite so rusty. I don't know if you can tell. Let me get a little closer. Yeah, you see all the orange on it? All the orange? Yeah, it's starting to rust out through the winter and everything. So we are going to sand it down, get it all prepped, and paint it. Now I'm not going with any specific color right now. I'm just going to paint it black. Later I might choose a color. It's originally green, but for now I'm just going with black. So the first thing we're going to do is I've already disconnected, see the remote in the way, see the little tiny holes up there on the hood? That was for the windshield washer squirters. I've already disconnected it, so all we have to do is unbolt it, pull it off, and set it up here. Okay, I've got it off. It's sitting over here on some stands and a pallet. Now the next step is to get that panel off. Now it's not that hard. There's a couple little bolts on the back side. So I've already got the bolts taken off, so all we need to do is take it off. That's one less thing we need to tape up and paper before we start digging in on this project. So let's dippity do this and take that panel off. Well, got that off without breaking it. That's a good thing because I didn't want to have to buy a new one or used one, either way. Now you can see that the hood was originally black when I put it in, so that's what we're just going to go with. It's just easier, less prep work. So for now, while I'm waiting for my dad to come out and help me with this project, I'm going to take off the bumper. Hopefully I can get it to raise a little bit, because when I put this truck back together at the time it was cold, so things didn't want to work right, but I needed to get it done because I needed a vehicle. So see if I can get the gaps underneath the headlights to close up a little bit, because after the accident not everything lined up. I had to do some welding over there. After they hit me, I had to replace both headlights, the radiator, I had to fix the frame. So there was a lot of stuff I had to do to it just to get it working again. So, and I got all my parts from a place called LKQ. That's where I got all the parts, all the little turn signal lights, the bumper, the hood, the fender, because we're going to paint the fender too. Both headlights. Now you have an option when you go to LKQ. They can either find it for you brand new, or if they have one in the junkyard, they can go out and pull it for you. Pulling it from a junked one is a little cheaper, but either way, they're good at finding your parts. So, I'm going to pull off the bumper, see if I can adjust the beam, and then we'll go from there. Okay, my dad is wet sanding off the rust. He's just using water because it's less corrosive than using straight sandpaper. Because all we're trying to do is take off the rust before we paint. Okay, as you can see, we've got, I say we, but mostly my dad, got most of the rust off, and it's all cleaned off, smoothed out, and the next thing to do is to start spraying on paint. Now first we're just going with flat black, and then once that dries a little bit, we're going to do another coat of a satin finish black. done. Now the only thing left to do is to bolt down the hood and put the little grill piece back on. And then I'll show you what it all looks like after I do that. As you can see, I've got it all back together now. Yeah, the bumper isn't the straightest, but I did close the gap that was under the hood. It will never be the same again after that lady came across the front and mangled the front of it. So I've done the best I could rebuilding it, but the paint job came out really well. As you can see, no rust anymore. So it came out really good, and he did the fender too. Now I didn't do the spray job. My dad did the spray paint job. He's more experienced at it than I am, so I just let him do it. Me, I just took it apart, took out the bumper, did the labor part. He just did the spraying. And you also saw him grinding down the spacers. The spacers that you saw I was using to raise the bumper, because there was a massive gap here. If you remember at the beginning of the video, there's a massive gap right here. Well, I finally got that to close. The hood closes like it's supposed to. In a later job, I'm going to take off the bumper, and we're going to spray the bumper too. But that has to be in a couple of warm days. As of right now, we've got a storm coming in this weekend, so I was just trying to get it done for now and back together. Yes, my car probably does okay in the snow, but the truck is a hell of a lot better in the snow than the car. So the only thing left for me to do is put the license plate on, and I am completely done. So that's the paint job. Thanks for watching Just What I Do Today. Please subscribe, it's free. Ring the notification bell so you get notified every time I post. Leave a comment down below on how you think I did, and I'll see you on the next video.